explain about a project titled Towards an Efficient Framework for Web User Behavioral Pattern Mining. So now coming to the introduction part, this research endeavors to bridge the gap between user behavior and actionable insights by introducing an efficient framework for web user behavioral pattern mining. The findings and methodologies presented in this paper shed light on the potential of harnessing user interactions to improve online experiences, enhance business strategies, and create a symbiotic relationship between users and digital platforms. As web interactions continues to shape our digital interactions, this framework stands to be a pivotal tool in leveraging behavioral data for a more user-centric and data-driven future. Recognizing the immense potential of this data, the motivation behind this research is to devise a framework that can systematically extract, analyze, and leverage these behavioral patterns to benefit businesses and users alike. So now coming to the objective part for this project is to present an efficient and effective framework for web user behavioral pattern mining. By achieving this objective, the research contributes to the advancement of digital experiences and data-driven decision-making. Ultimately, this framework has the potential to reshape how businesses understand and engage with their users, fostering a more personalized and optimized online environment. The motivation behind this objective lies in the recognition that user behavior holds valuable cues that can guide platform enhancements, content optimization, and effective user engagement strategies. So now coming to the requirements part, we have two types of requirements, that are hardware requirements and software requirements. In hardware requirements, operating system as Windows is required, processor i5 and above, minimum 4 GB of RAM is required, hard disk 20 GB and above. Coming to the software requirement part, Python IDEL, that is 3.7 version is required. So now coming to the methodology part, first upload weblog session dataset. This step involves providing or importing a dataset containing weblog data. Each session in the dataset represents a series of user interactions on a website. Second, run group user behavior pattern. This step likely involves analyzing the dataset to identify patterns of user behavior within specific groups. These groups could be defined based on user demographics, session duration, or other relevant factors. Third, we have run global user behavior pattern. This step involves analyzing the entire dataset collectively without segmenting users into groups. The goal is to uncover behavioral patterns that apply globally across all users and sessions. Fourth, run proposed UBP mine behavior pattern. Here, UBP mine likely refers to a specific method or algorithm used for mining user behavior patterns. Running proposed UBP mine behavior patterns implies applying this method to the dataset to extract meaningful behavioral patterns. This step could involve sequence mining, association rule mining, or other techniques to identify frequent sequences of user interactions. Fifth, we have session processing speed graph. This likely involves plotting a graph that visualizes the processing speed of users in session. Processing speed could refer to the rate at which users navigate through pages or interact with the website during a session. This graph could show variations in processing speed across different sessions or time periods. Sixth, precision graph. A precision graph likely refers to a graph that illustrates the precision of the mined behavioral patterns. Precision is a measure of how accurate the discovered patterns are. This graph could show how the precision of patterns changes as different algorithms or parameters are applied. So now coming to the execution part, to execute the project, first we need to open the code folder. So here we have a folder named as dataset, and this we are containing a .csv file dataset over here. Another folder named as model, and this we are containing a dataset with a .txt file. And here this global, group, and main. These three are the Python files which are containing the Python scripts in it, and this is the main Python file. And here this is the run.bat file. Instead of executing the program in command line interface, we created Windows bat file to run the project. So now to execute the project, double click on run.bat file to execute the project. So here this is the graphical user interface. With this we are interacting with the program. And now click on upload weblog session dataset button to upload the dataset. Here I am selecting this weblog dataset, and now click on open button to upload the dataset. So here on this screen we can see dataset loaded. And now click on Run Group User Behavior Pattern button to find user behavior using group pattern technique, and then we will get the output for this. So here on this screen you can see that session pattern as from which URL user may go to which URL, and we can see session processing speed and precision value. So now click on Run Global User Behavior Pattern button to find behavior pattern using global technique for getting the output. So here on this screen you can see that behavior pattern and session speed and precision values from global technique has been showed over here. And now click on Run Propose UPP Mind Behavior Pattern button to mind behavior using proposed technique for getting the output. So here on this screen we can see behavior pattern from proposed algorithm, and then we can see speed and precision values. And now click on Session Processing Speed Graph button to get the graph. So here on this screen in this graph we can see that x-axis represents algorithm names and here y-axis represents session processing speed, and in all these algorithms proposed UPP mine got high number of session processing. So now closing this graph, and now click on precision graph button to get the graph. So again in this graph you can see that x-axis represents algorithm names and here y-axis represents precision values. So now closing this graph. So now coming back to the conclusion part. In retrospect, the research paper stands as a pivotal contribution to the evolving field of web user behavioral analysis. By providing an efficient methodology to mine and interpret behavioral patterns, it equips stakeholders with the tools to thrive in the dynamic digital ecosystem. As the digital realm continues to evolve, the findings of this research chart a course toward a more user-centric and data-driven future. The symbiotic relationship between user behaviors and actionable insights, as exemplified by this framework, is poised to reshape how businesses and users engage with the digital world, ultimately creating richer and more fulfilling online experiences.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects, please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.